We're here with the one and only.
Marlo, aka MarshMarllows.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Not bad.
Yeah.
This is so cool, by the way. Oh, we gotta scoot in? Oh, we're scooting in. Fuck. Oh, yeah, scooting in. Yes. This is the cold intro. This is the cold open right here, the scoot. So, you played a gas set.
Thank you.
How did you kind of curate it? How'd you get it together?
To be honest, I started curating this maybe 2 weeks ago when we were talking about we were talking about it even well before 2 weeks, but I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to know. I didn't finalize everything until this morning because it was I was just putting it off, trying to get inspiration and just listening to new stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I was just I am going to put it all together as soon as I can, which was literally this morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is definitely dope vibes. Can you kind of explain how you got your start, how you kind of found your love for DJing?
Yeah, I was telling your friend in the elevator, I've always been into music as a kid. I played the violin for a good amount of years when I was in elementary school, and then I started singing in my church, in choir, and then I went and did actual chorus in high school and middle school, and I just have always just had that affinity to music, especially with my dad. We used to love listening to music together, so I kind of wanted to follow suit with that. After graduating school, I was I still want to pursue music, so DJing just kind of came a bit naturally, I would say. Yeah.
Sure. Was there an aha moment or event when kind of everything clicked in terms of how you navigated just the whole vibe of DJing?
I feel I went to one bar when I was in New York, and not a bar, it was a venue elsewhere, and they have themed events, and this theme event was a queer night, and they had showcased a lot of different queer and BIPOC DJs, and it was just the energy in the room, the way I felt. I was I want to be able to translate that in a room with music with people, and that's really when it was a spark, I would say, the aha, I want to do this and bring out good emotions out of people. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you mentioned New York. Have you traveled anywhere else to kind of either listen to music or play music?
Yeah, well, not play yet. Fingers crossed it'll happen. But I've been to a lot of different cities in Europe. So I've been out in London. I was in Amsterdam last November. The club scene there is crazy. They love and it's just such different genres. You would think it's just techno and house, but there's a really big R&B scene there, a really big a reggae scene, just so many different scenes that exist in that city that I really appreciated. And I even went out in Copenhagen, and that was really cool. We went to this one bar, and next to it is a butcher shop, and it's a techno club next to a butcher shop. It's so crazy when you think about it. But yeah, I've been out to a lot of different places in Europe, and I really, really like going out there. The crowds there are really interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one city kind of in the world to maybe start off your international tour one day, where would it be?
Oh, it'd be London. I love London.
Yeah.
I think London's the best city in the world. It has some of the best people there. You have some incredible musicians from the UK that we can recognize and speak on today. And it's just so diverse, and I love that aspect of it. It's really great, even though it's dark and gloomy. It is. It lives up to its name.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
So I guess on the same topic of just hypothetical tour, what everybody has a green room list or what's on their bus, what would be on your itinerary as a DJ? What do you need to go on tour?
Oh my God, this sounds so bad, but Costco has those giant kettle chips, with the Himalayan salt. I would need that entire bag to make it through the trip. I just love crunchy stuff, and that's the perfect chip to me.
Absolutely. Kettle cooked is, yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't tried it, try kettle cooked.
Yes.
It's superior.
Yes.
But no, that's great. So what about you, just like as a person? Like, what's your day to day look like? Like outside of EDM, like, you know, when it's like raining, you got a flat tire, like
Yeah.
what are you listening to? What's like your vibe?
Oh, so I was telling him I've been listening to a lot of like UK jazz artists. So like there's just one jazz group from the UK called Ezra Collective. And when I was in London in November, I saw them perform at the Royal Albert Hall, which is like, if you know anything about it, it's like a really renowned space and venue, like from like the Victorian age, like really cool. And it was held by like Pitchfork Music Festival. They are incredible live. Their music also translates when you listen to it alone. Cleo Soul, love Cleo Soul.
Shout out Cleo Soul.
Yeah, shout out to Cleo Soul. Like those albums, yes, yeah, love them. Alpha Mist, another great singer. Tom Misch, I love Tom Misch. Yeah, that's really the energy that I've been on lately. Yeah.
And then in terms of like your day to day, like what do you do? Are you in school? Do you work or?
I work. I have a 9 to 5. I work in pharma. Funny enough, yeah,
nice.
yeah. I work in marketing for a pharma company, and it's a huge contrast from It's like I don't tell anybody at my job that I do stuff like this. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
People think you're like the devil.
They don't think that I'm the devil, but they just, I'm like the youngest person that works there. So they're just like, oh, you poor little thing.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah.
How'd you get into pharma?
So I thought I wanted to be a doctor. Did biology in college, was like, hell no. I want to go and literally fuck biology. Fuck pre-med, anything. But then I was like, okay, like I should do something in business. So I chose marketing. And then essentially I was like, you know what, like healthcare has always been an interest to me. Like just because I can't get the grades to be a doctor doesn't mean I can't work in healthcare. So I got my master's right after school in interdisciplinary studies, was a concentration in biomedical enterprise, which is a really weird term, but it's essentially everything that I get to see in my job. Like you study the intersection between business and legal or law and biomedical sciences all in one. It's like a fusion. And whatever you decide to go in is, whatever you decide to go in. So, yeah.
So how do you balance out like work and like nightlife? Like how does that even work?
I feel like it's a work in progress.
Yeah?
Like I literally, it's a work in progress. Not saying that I'm struggling at it, but it's not as easy.
Right.
Yeah, it's not as easy. Yeah. But we're trying, that's part of life. I'll figure it out eventually.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Now, you're part of is it a group, a collective, over under?
Collective, yes.
Can you go more into detail about that?
Yeah, so I met Susie like a year ago, and we both were just kind of like, we want to, DJ together. And essentially we started just practicing together, and then we were like, wait, we want to like make something out of this. Like this should be something. And that's where the term over and under, like overtone, undertone, make a harmony. So essentially, we're coming with like two completely different backgrounds, like in the best way possible. Like we just blend together into one. And essentially we started and it still is a collective. And eventually we want to be able to like showcase a lot of like, underground local talent, DJs, other musicians, artists. Like we really want to get to that point of like really highlighting how art, music just fuels our communities. So we want to start like bringing on people. Right now it's just us DJing and posting videos on YouTube, us having our sets that we do individually, but eventually want to really bring on and showcase some really incredible talent, not just in Atlanta, hopefully taking it beyond. But
Oh, it's really insightful. I appreciate that. Do you have any advice for young professionals who also have a very creative side? Like, do you have anything to say?
Honestly, honor your heart. Like I'm also somebody that like I would say I'm pretty ambitious. So like anything I put my mind to, I am so grateful that like, you know, I get to see it come into fruition most of the times. So I feel like there's a way that you can do it all, you know, and still honor yourself. So I get it. Like, it is a evil world that we live in, and sometimes we have to succumb to the ways of capitalism, you know. That's just how the system is made up, unfortunately. Doesn't mean we can't fight for it.
Right.
But essentially, like getting a phone call. Funny enough, I'm
Gonna
gonna call
answer
this
it live?
person back. Call them back. But essentially, yeah, just routine and discipline. That's like the biggest thing. Like for me, like especially when I started out learning, I was like, I'm gonna practice, you know, 30 minutes a day. Like really just kind of try and stick to it, you know, and like. Yeah, I even try to apply it in my ways of my job of just being like, hey, you know, I'll do this for an hour, finish up this, you know, Excel sheet or whatever. Yeah, discipline. And that's not something that came easy to me. It was definitely hard, and I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Would have never expected that. I didn't know what we were walking into, but it wasn't any of this. That's amazing. We're gonna move into our shameless plug segment, which is giving you a few minutes to just kind of like shout out anybody and everybody. It doesn't have to be just people. Also, like your favorite food spots, your favorite
Ooh,
venues,
okay,
like
okay.
anybody.
Ooh, obviously shout out to my friends, my family, you know, love y'all. Um, Ooh, shout out to my favorite city in the world, London. London's my favorite city in the world. I love it there. Yeah, shout out.
We're gonna get you to sign this giant key as a way to commemorate the set. Everything was amazing.
Wow, this is so official.
Oh yeah. What would you say your biggest flex is?
My biggest flex, I got a black cat, and her name is Lou. Yes. I just sign it, like.
Yeah, sign it big. Oh, how'd you get the name as well?
My mom named me Marlowe, MarshMarllows. Yeah, I just kind of fit. Yeah. Yep.
Solid.
I don't even know. Like.
No, yeah, that's perfect. Boom. Hell yeah.